I saw a tweet the other day that was basically like Currency has one of the best rap careers of all time because he's doing well financially, gets all these opportunities, has like a big loyal fan base, but doesn't have to deal with a lot of the bullshit of being like overtly famous in rap. Doesn't have to deal with, nobody's trying to hurt Currency that we know of, and then also like doesn't have to play all these games in terms of the mainstream and trying to like get all these kind of looks and stuff, doing all these things that we picture mainstream artists having to do in order to get attention. And he's very much able to like make the music that he clearly is passionate about. Do you guys kind of relate to that? Does that sound similar to what you feel like you built?
Definitely. I think Currency might even be like part of that blueprint that show you, you know, in this business early on, one of the first decisions you got to make is if you want to be, if you want to be paid or you want to be popular. And Currency kind of did I think he did an exceptional job finding the sweet spot. And the thing I appreciate the most for from Currency's brand is that it's him. We heard Currency when he was with I think it was a P first.
Yeah,
Heard him when he was with P,
Limit.
and he was just he was a typical rapper. I heard him when he was with Wayne, and the same thing. And then when he went about it on his own, you start seeing you start seeing him, if that makes sense. It stopped being me trying to fit in with the guys around me. I want to say I seen him say that in like a clip of something, but he was like, man, when I stopped rapping about other people's shit and started just doing me, that's when it popped. And I think for any person that find it difficult to pick which one you want to be, paid or popular, I think he's a great example of how you can still be a bit of both. Because, like you said, Currency is not, in a superstar realm. But if you're an independent artist, you got to have some value and respect for Currency and what he's achieved without being part of a machine. But, it's a few people like that because Tech Nine is the same way.
True.
And to be able to be that successful without being on a Pepsi commercial, that say something. One, to say it's possible. And two, would say that, I don't have to conform in order for me to get where I'm trying to go. And, I think that, if anything, if there was a independence Mount Rushmore, you'd have to put Currency on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my bro. Funny story. I was around at that moment when I think he decided to go on his own.
To step away from Young Money?
Yeah, we were label mates under the Cash Money umbrella at the same time. So we did a lot of promo together, photo shoots and magazine shoots and, the yesteryear, the motto of doing promo and press. We did a lot of things together. We recorded in Miami a lot together. And I remember a XXL shoot in New Orleans. It was like post-Katrina. We walk around the neighborhood, and I saw him like sitting on the porch, and I was like, bro, we about to film down here. And he was like, y'all got it. Like, he was like over this shit. We had a conversation, and I knew that's the direction he was trending toward, walking away. And it was like he said, he just felt like it wasn't him, it wasn't for him. And maybe a year or two later, he started to surface with what he was doing on his own, and it's just kind of never stopped. It's been a steady like climb since then. We've done some, runs, like touring runs with them over the last few years. Played shows in Atlanta, Chicago, around our way, and sold out shows everywhere.
Right.
Like I said, my bro had a long time working relationship and otherwise, so I kind of got like an insider's perspective of it, and for sure is inspiring and aspirational to. But like I said, I saw that moment when he was like, "Man, I'm over this shit," and to see him do so much better for himself on the other side of it is like, damn,
See, okay, that's interesting because you guys both kind of had that period of time where you were getting that major label push, and then you were able to kind of fall back at a certain point and establish your own independent careers. But do you feel like how much does that matter in comparison to modern times? Like, do you feel like that kind of got the ball rolling with your independent careers to the point where it's able to sustain itself now, or is that just like a distant memory that seems kind of irrelevant and that you guys would have figured it out one way or another? Because
No, well, I never I don't really gamble with the if word. It's the biggest word in the dictionary. But I think I would look at that like two plumbers. Now you got a plumber just learn how to do it, and all the tools he got he just bought. And then you got a plumber who's been doing it for however long he's been doing it. And every tool he's got, they not brand new tools, but they tools he's used. If you meet I know this is quite an analogy, but if you meet a experienced plumber, they got tools that aren't really tools they crafted on their own. Same for like a carpenter. They create jigs on their own to make their job a little easier. But the only way you would know that you need this jig is to have experienced it. So I think that's what happens. I think the shit that we went through helped us create. I don't know if y'all know what a jig is.
I do, in a general sense, yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's what it did. I think you don't know what a jig is.
I can assume use context clues here.
Oh, like if we was,
I got you. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Either way, I think those things help us along the way, because when you run back into a experience that might be you might be familiar with because you've been in something kind of sort of like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps because like right now, you got new artists who sit down and have no idea what some of this shit is because it's new. Like, you take a word like perpetuity and a new artist don't know what the fuck we talking about. But, if you came in when we came in, these are words you've been looking out for since fucking forever. And, I think if anything, that shit just helped us have jigs in our toolbox. And, for a new artist, they don't necessarily need that, or those experiences in order to go forward. But I do think it helps when they have people around them that have that experience.
Yeah,
because I think having an OG in any shape, form, or fashion is useful.